The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here.
All right, today on the ropes. I'm out here at Jalil's house, man. What's good?
What's happening? How y'all doing, man? You know, the whole On the Ropes family. How y'all doing?
I gotta ask you, man, how you feeling day after that hard doghouse sparring on yesterday?
I'm feeling real good, man. You know, I got 10 solid rounds in, and it was all dog work in there.
Now, I gotta ask, man, have you had a chance now to see the video from Gary Russell Jr. where he actually apologized for what he had to say as far as his concerns about the whole sparring situation?
About maybe 3 days in after I talked to Al Heyman about this Terrence Crawford situation. We still waiting on a response. We ain't got no response yet, so I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck going on with Terrence, man. I hope he don't turn into a sucker, turn into a cold bitch. You know. First, before I even get to Terrence, man, I want to apologize to my little nephew, man. Jalil, Shorty, I sincerely apologize, man. Shorty, you ain't had nothing to do with what was going on between me and your father. I ain't had nothing to do with you, Shorty. You know what I'm saying? You was a casualty of war, man, at the time, and I didn't mean for that. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to accept my apology, Shorty. Now, all that shit I said about your father, though, I meant that shit. He dead wrong. He know what it is. And I'm still mean that shit. I'm still on that shit.
Oh, yeah, I watched it recently. Yeah, I seen the video.
Well, what's your thoughts about it?
I feel like he don't really owe me an apology. You know, it's boxing. Things happen. The story may have been a little bit bloated, but things happen. It got caught with a good shot, got put on my back, and yeah, it's nothing. He don't gotta apologize about that. This is boxing, and I feel like it shouldn't be a halfway iffy on it. I feel like if he felt sorry for what he said to me, and you know, we at least we look at each other like family. Him and my father shouldn't be at odds either.
Now I gotta ask, man, do you think, man, did you want to actually reach out to him at that point when you saw that, to like call him, you like, man, what's going on, Unc, man, why you do that?
Yes and no, actually, because you know, at the end of the day, I've been expressing it a lot lately. Us young fighters, you know, as I've been putting it, us young guns, we are soon to be taking over the sport, and with him being a veteran, well, he's at the veteran stage now. Those guys are on the way out, and so either they can pass the torch or they can just go away slowly but surely. You've never seen a king give up his crown. The king's crown has always been taken. So if he's a king that's going to die out, then it is what it is. But if he's a king that has to have his crown taken, then it is also is what it is.
You know, I gotta ask you about this, because this really had nothing to do with Antoine. He never brung up that situation with the sparring. Has he had a chance to reach out to you about what was said about the whole sparring situation, Antoine?
And that's what makes it so crazy. He still hasn't even spoken on it. He hasn't spoken on it. I've actually talked to Antonio. He told me, he was like, man, that's all BS. Don't pay that no attention. You know how we are, and it's different for me and Antonio because we are close on it. We're on a different level than me and Gary are. Me and Gary are, you know, we're close, but we're not as close as me and Antonio. So we had a nice long conversation about it, and yeah, it's handled.
Does that put a strain on the relationship kind of in a way?
No, because I look at him as family, but this is a business.
You just look at Gary being Gary?
Yeah, Gary's just being Gary.
Now, I got to talk about this, man, because, you know, after the whole sparring on yesterday, Boots' dad was like, man, outstanding job. We want you to come up there anytime to get that work, man. How does that feel, man, to have another coach give you high praise and what you're doing?
It makes me feel great as a fighter and as a person. Like I always say, because with me being such a young fighter, 17 years old, and these Boots is a top level guy, soon to be world champion, saying, man, you could come up anytime, even if it's not for sparring, even if you just want to work on some shit. That's big to me. And being that, like, I'm 17, in 3 or 4 years, I'll have 4 years of pro experience, and I'm only 21. So, yeah, that's big, really big.
How huge is it right now, man, when you have so many fans and followers, man? Wait till 2 things. The sign-in officially with Mayweather Promotions and your pro debut. So many responses in the comments have come to that.
It's big and it's real surreal, because it's like, if they're waiting and they're so anxious, they're like, man, we want to see this guy fight, and let's say, God willing, that when it's time for me to make my debut, we have some sort of a crowd. The love would be it'll be big, it'll be outrageous, like a superstar for a guy to make the pro debut.
You know what's so interesting about that? It's like, as soon as you just step on the scene, you instantly gonna have the fan base and following. Has Mayweather Promotions even talked about that? Like, wow, man, you really got a big following behind you already.
It's really big. It's a growing following. It's a growing following, and as long as you do what the fans want, with limitations, of course, you do what the fans want, and that makes the following grow more and more.
And see, one of the things a lot of people don't know, that, you know, like even with the sparring yesterday, it was controlled, got the temperature check. You've had been tested for COVID.
Actually, I got my results back yesterday because I had asthmatic issues, and I said, let me go to the hospital now and make sure, because I don't want to be in a situation where, like I said, I'll be going out to camp with Tank soon in Vegas. I don't want to be in a situation where I take the disease out there and could possibly ruin the biggest fight of his career and of 2020. So I made sure I was tested at the beginning of this week. I got my results back Thursday, and I'm clean.
Same as me also as well. I've taken that test also as well. So it's a good thing that people are being responsible and taking the necessary precautions to make sure that people around them don't have that the ability to get caught with the virus.
Yeah, that's
so. As a 17-year-old, that's
yeah.
great, man.
I got a 3-month-old nephew that I love being around. My first time even holding him was about a week ago, and when I got the cough, I think my heart stopped for a couple days. It might have been beating every blue moon, but I was scared, because it's like, what if I do have the virus? And I was just around my nephew, and he doesn't have a built immune system yet. That could be life-threatening, literally, to someone who's only 3 months.
You know, speaking on that, you know, Coach Calvin, you know, threw your name out there on Instagram, man, live, just talking about you, man, really waiting on your anticipation to come out there to be the simulation of Leo for Tank.
Yeah, that was big, man. I seen the live. He was telling the people out there, he said, y'all think y'all seen something, y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till the hatchet get out here. And it made me real hype. So,
you know, with that being said, with the concerns, you know, has Mayweather Promotions talked about the necessary precautions that they're going to be taking with the fighters as you prepare to go out there to work with Tank?
Yes, they were saying, you know, upon coming out to Vegas, you know, you'll get a checkup then. And they'll do weekly checkups, you know, a checkup in the beginning of the week, checkup at the end of the week. So, yeah, I feel like those weekly checkups and monitoring where a person is going, from basically, you know, gym home, and have you send someone to go get meals and stuff like that. I feel like that's the safest way to go about it, and it's actually a very efficient way.
Yeah, it's always good that they put the concerns and the health of the fighters first, man. So yeah. To be in what they call a controlled bubble, man, that's a great thing, in my opinion.
Real good.
Hey, any last word for the young guns out there?
Man, once again, I like to shout out the young guns. You know, my man Ferris Dixon, he was one of the first people on the young guns thing. You got Diego Bocanegra. I always slaughter his name. I'm sorry if I said it wrong, bro. My man Sheen. And all the young guns, and I want to put it out there now, just to let y'all know the criteria of being a young gun is real simple. All you gotta be is you gotta be a young fighter under the age of 25, and you ready to work, you ready to take over. That's the only criteria to being a young gun.
Alright.
And one more thing. I want to shout out to my little man Makai, because I see Zeb got on his money hungry shirt. I don't know, hold on, Zeb gonna come around. See my
Got
man
the money
Makai
hungry,
with the money hungry
money
shirt.
hungry in the house.
And yeah, on that note, we go.
Alright, on the ropes, Jalil Hackett, the future of the sport, according to Mr. Leonard Ellaby. We out. Alright, up here in Philly, man. Real quick, man, I got to ask y'all about this hashtag. What is it, Young Guns?
Yeah.
Explain that, man, and how that all came about.
So, you know, there was a lot of little controversy between me and Gary Russell. And I was like, man, those older guys, they career basically done. They on the way out. And us young dudes, me, Shane, all of the young guns, we got next. And fuck what they talking, man. It's us now. We about to run the sport.
Man, what's your thoughts on that, man?
I feel like it's facts, and I don't think Gary Russell should have did that. If he really was like a big brother, he would have never did that. You feel me? I feel like there's some animosity going on between him and him. I don't know why, but I feel like especially him being a grown man and him a kid to Gary Russell should have never even bring his name in the conversation.
If I got asked real quick, man, you was doing your thing, you was doing some talking too, man.
Yeah. It's just about me having fun, bro.
And it don't matter the size, man. I noticed, man, because you a smaller weight, man, and got in there with some big boys today.
Yeah. I can't really spar no small guys. I mean, I'm naturally big.
So what's up next for you, man, while I got you?
September 5th, I'm fighting on ESPN.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. How excited are you about that, man?
Very, very. I get to show the world my talents.
Hey, man, what's that hashtag again for everybody so they'll know out there?
Young Guns.
Young Guns. Y'all hear that, man? All right, man. Appreciate your time, man. Respect.